You've just defeated the Ender Dragon, but what now? Come with me and by the end of this video, you'll be raiding Minecraft's end cities like a pro. Okay, so what is important to bring with you to the end? Well, you should be wearing some kind of armor. It doesn't even have to be good. That's perfectly fine. A shield is super duper important. A bow is super duper important. Ideally, we'd have a better bow. Arrows, super important. Another thing that'll be useful, firework rockets for once we get the elytra. That way we can start flying around with it immediately. So this is 2 stacks, which should be plenty. We'll come over to the mob farm, grab all of the gunpowder. We'll come over to the sugarcane farm, and since we have 2 stacks of gunpowder, we'll grab 2 stacks of sugarcane, and because these are going to become a lot of rockets, we won't craft them down yet. If you have a silk touch pickaxe, it will be very smart to bring an ender chest. We don't have a silk touch pickaxe, but that's okay. If you have access to mending books or unbreaking free books, it could be smart to bring that to put on the elytra if you only plan on really getting one, but it's easy to get several, so you should be fine without that until you get back, but you can bring it as well if you bring an anvil and have levels. Very important is wood, because you can't find wood anywhere. If you have something like golden apples or potions, that could be smart to bring as well. Food, bring as much food as you can. For my particular method, I'm going to bring 6 colors of dye. For today, I'm gonna basically bring 10 of each of these 6 colors of dye. Realistically, that's gonna be a lot. We're not really gonna need 10, but this is gonna be for organizing our shulker boxes. We're gonna split them into different categories, and each category is gonna get a color. As we start collecting loot, we're gonna start getting quite a lot of loot. Water bucket is always good. A boat can be good. Ender pearls are smart to have, but we will collect those when we're there. Blocks, lots of blocks. You can mine blocks when you're there, but it's super boring, so we're gonna try and avoid that. If you have a sword of looting 3, that's very good to bring for shulkers. All right, the next thing you're gonna want to do is, well, go to the end. So we're gonna have to locate our stronghold. Now, one thing I like to do, and I didn't do it this time around, is actually prepare for my end city raid before I even fight the dragon and just go straight into it. We did not do that this time, but that is okay. You'll never find a boat to be useless in this game. It's probably one of the most useful items in this game. Now, I don't have very good gear at all. It's diamond, but other than that, I mean, it's not enchanted. I don't have netherite or nothing like that. And honestly, for my way of thinking, that's honestly for the best. The end is going to be so much more beneficial. If I already have perfect maxed out gear, all that I'm really going to come here for is the elytra. But if you have not as good gear, honestly, the end is really good for gearing up. So, okay, that looks super fake, but I actually just found a silk touch pickaxe, and I'm gonna keep that with me. Okay, I have found my end portal. Between episodes, I did dig an actual staircase down to where I left it at. It seems I left myself a little bit of supplies over here, including an Unbreaking 3 book, which we will just leave there until we come back. But I will set my spawn here just in case, and I am going to go inside of the end. So we just need to locate our end gateway over on this side of the island. Build a staircase. All right, making a little platform. We can get into here a few different ways. We can use a trapdoor, we can swim into the water, or we can throw an ender pearl. Throw the ender pearl in. We spawn right here, and yeah, that couldn't have been more perfect, actually. Oh, this is actually the perfect end city. So what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna run up at this end city and see what we can find. Now, all end cities for the most part are gonna be different, but there's a few things that are gonna be the same. The rooms are always gonna be the same. It's just the variations that are different. This front room will always be the same front room. It'll be guarded by 2 shulker boxes. And here's our first shulker shell. Perfect. And then we will go up some staircases, and then we will have this ladder that'll move us into the next room. Now, this room has a bit of a parkour, which isn't super hard, but don't forget, in these structures, you can place blocks and you can break blocks as well. Now, these little things are gonna make us levitate, which we can use a little bit to our advantage. But we are going to want to continue attacking these. Arrows basically will not damage these at all. when they're closed. A few of my arrows are spectral arrows. These don't do a lot of damage, but when you get hit by a lot, they will. So the shield is good because it protects us. Shulkers also have a mechanic where if they hit themselves, they have a chance to duplicate, and so a room like that with lots of shulkers can create more shulkers very easily. So this room, I already know, has 2 chests at the top, so I'm gonna dig myself in and I'm gonna look. We have some emerald, we have some beetroots, we have a blast protection for diamond helmet, some leggings, and some gold. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna collect these chests as well, and I'm going to try and take out a couple shulkers. Continue, move it along slowly, methodically, and patiently. If we see that they're shooting, it means we can shoot them. If we move up here, we will see that it just takes us out to a roof. So this is the end of this line, and we're gonna have to find a different way into other rooms. So using a mix of parkour and water, I can get down safely. Okay, so it looks like we're a little overrun. So what we're gonna do is actually just try and move over to here. These are a lot of shulker bullets. This room tends to always have a lot of shulkers in it. I'm gonna just make a run using my bucket to get down here and try and get the rest of these shells, as that'll be the main prize of a room like this. Though at a point like this is a good reason to know I should just abandon this room. I should just ignore it, I should leave it, and I should come back to it when I'm better equipped. So I'm going to go ahead and craft our first 2 shulker boxes. I will make this one purple, and I will make this one orange, and I will try to stick to my coloring method. So purple is I'm going to put things like different ores. I'm going to call this my ore box, basically. Gold, emeralds, I can also find diamonds and iron. The green one, I'm going to put armor in. I'm going to just really quickly try and get over into this room. And what I want more is more shulker boxes, because that will be my best bet for actually looting these, is having space for all of the loot. I need to get over to this side. That's where the rest of the loot is at. So I'm going to try and bridge along this. Actually, I'm going to let myself get hit with one, and I'm just gonna float on over. All right, now this room will have one guarding the entrance. It'll have one here, and then it'll have one in each of these corners. When they start to teleport around, that's when it gets a little annoying, but we can do it. Okay, so we have another loot room, and we have some Curse of Binding leggings. Curse of Binding isn't good. If I cannot take that off my body until I have died. So we're going to put that away. We're going to put away our diamonds. Now that we have more shells, we're going to go ahead and craft another shulker box. And this is going to be our quote-unquote personal box. So for example, items that are very important to me. So we're going to be putting our wings in here. We're also going to be putting our extra fireworks crafting materials, and I'm going to be putting like a good amount of extra dyes in here. So like, for example, these ones that I've already used. I can also put things like other tools and such that I'm not really going to use, like this shovel. Now we're a lot more organized, and I will make this our yellow box. Now, alternatively, you can just look at here and see what is in it from that. There's also mods that like show everything that's in it. Now, the Silk Touch pickaxe, we can actually pick up an ender chest, and we can even further add more items into it. Like for example, maybe I don't need this bread really that prevalently. I could put these other dyes in, and I will just go ahead and pick that up. And even though this is made of obsidian, I don't need a diamond pickaxe. All right, now we have an ender chest as well. So we're going to continue on up the tower. A tower like this will always just have one shulker at the top. Should be easy for us to take out. Now this room is similar to the one that we were just in. So what I'm going to do is just break into the top, start taking out shulker boxes. And so what we can see in here is we have a fairly decent shovel, a actually very good pickaxe, and an incredibly good helmet. In fact, this helmet is so much significantly better than our current helmet that we're going to go ahead and swap it out. Inside of our armor box, we will put that helmet we had previously. And then what we will do is, in that personal box, we will put this old pickaxe, because we're not going to use it. We're going to use this pickaxe instead, because it'll be significantly faster. And then, of course, our Silk Touch pickaxe We hope to find a diamond silk touch pickaxe. But what we're gonna do is craft our next shulker box, and we are gonna make it our blue shulker box. Now the colors don't matter. I'm just kind of coming up with what I want personally off the spot, but we're gonna just make this our toolbox, and then we're going to steal the ender chest. All right, so the last room on here that we have left to loot is actually going to be the ship, the Big Kahuna, which if you know, you know. So what we're gonna do is just try and make our way over to the ship. Now, there's a few different ways to get over here, but what we're gonna do is actually utilize our little levitating friends. We're going to let ourselves get shot once more. Okay, and we're gonna just start going for it. We're gonna start going for it. If I had an ender pearl, I would throw it. If not, it's okay. One is plenty to get all the way over here. And then I am just gonna run down inside here. I am going to destroy this. Kill this guy. There'll always be a shulker in the center, and he's gone. And here we have it, the big prize, the grand prize. The elytra. Sky's the limit. We can put it on with my cape. It has a very cool design, and we have 2 chests which have some interesting items in them. A mending helmet is very cool. A mending pickaxe is very cool. So I'm gonna just grab all of these items. This chest plate is good, except cursive binding means I cannot swap it out for my elytra. It'll be stuck on me till I die. So what we're gonna do is grab orb/ingot box. We're gonna grab our armor box. We're just gonna put all those armor inside. Grab the toolbox, and we're just gonna put both those tools inside as well. And we're gonna go ahead and equip the wings, and we're gonna take out actually a stack of rockets, which is great. So I'm also gonna grab these because they could be useful. Now over here is another good prize. We're gonna go ahead and grab this dragon head off the top, and I'm gonna try and take out a few of these shulkers. There's always gonna be one on the top here, and then there's always gonna be one right in front of this window as well. Now it will be smart if you plan on collecting these brewing stands, which I do, lots of instant health potions. It could be smart to make a health potion box, which we'll use for red, and then this white one, and this is going to be our misc box. So in this we're going to keep beetroot seeds, if you plan on collecting any. I will also be putting extra chests in here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep these top 6 slots built in a way to where I will try and keep them always empty, so when I have my shulker boxes all laid out and I mine them up, they will always land up in these top slots. So I will try and keep my hotbar full so they never land in the hotbar. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to fly around and search for another end city. Basically, this is going to be way quicker than on foot. Most likely you're not going to spawn like directly next to one like we did. That was very lucky. But you might. But you'll probably have to build bridges. And best practice would be craft your blocks into slabs, because you'll get twice as many blocks. And if you use a bottom slab, no enderman can spawn on your bridges to make them a lot safer. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to video settings, and I'm going to put my render distance up as far as my computer can handle. I have a really good computer, so I can put it all the way up. I'm also using a mod called Optifine, which is just a performance mod. It makes Minecraft perform a little bit better, and also it allows me to go up to 64 chunk. If you turn your simulation distance down, you can probably make your render distance go up farther. Just so you know, the end has almost nothing in it, so you can probably run a higher render distance in the end than you can in the overworld. Now, we're already going to see 2 more cities that both have ships, which is really lucky. There's most likely going to be a city off this way. With this high of a render distance, we can also see another city over there. But yeah, so now we have a few goals of where exactly to go next. So we're going to jump and then jump again, and then we will start gliding with the elytra. Using a rocket, we can fly. And now what we're going to do is, yeah, I don't really have good armor, so I'm not trying to go in here, especially in these big ones that are going to get me instantly killed. So, Okay, so when traveling to End Cities, there's 3 rooms that actually contain chests with loot. That is this room here that's got 3 layers, this big tower with 1 little thin layer on the top, and the ship. The 3-layer building, which we'll just refer to as the stack. The stack has a chest and an ender chest. The tower building has 2 normal chests and a ton of shulker boxes, and the ship, of course, has the elytra, 2 chests. It also has a brewing stand with instant health potions, and it also has the dragon head. Okay, so at this point in my method, what I do is, instead of methodically exploring every building in the city, is I'm gonna honestly just fly right into the entrances of the rooms that actually have loot, and I'm gonna take the loot and I'm gonna leave. With this method, I'm gonna just be taking my axe to all these chests and then sorting them into my boxes after each room. So we're gonna basically just be collecting everything. So now that we know the method and we know the buildings and we know how to find different end cities, what we're going to talk about now is what is our goal of finding end cities. So obviously the elytra, but also we're going to make a few different personal goals. Your goals may be different. Maybe you're trying to get a full set of armor with mending. Maybe you're trying to get a full set of enchanted armor with protection 4 on breaking. Maybe you're looking for feather falling boots, etc. Maybe you're looking for sharpness 5 sword. Maybe you're looking for fortune 3 pickaxe, silk touch, etc. Well, what we're going to be doing is I basically just want protection 4 on every armor piece, and I want to get a couple good pickaxes, particularly silk touch on a diamond instead of this gold pickaxe. I'm gonna basically just explore until either I run out of food or rockets, or I find all of those items. And yeah, I will also keep in mind that I can take these back to my base and anvil them up later. But yeah, basically we're just gonna go through and find a bunch of end cities. I'm gonna run down, grab the loot, ignore the shulkers. Heck, I can just get somewhere safe, and I can sort it out. So we have a Curse of Vanishing, Protection 4 chestplate. Not bad. We have some significantly better boots, so we're just going to swap them. The other boots are iron. I don't really want them. I have a slightly faster pickaxe, and it has mending. This is going to be my new chestplate for when I want to switch. Curse of Vanishing. I don't plan on dying, so it's not a big deal. This one here, I can go on the back side, 2 blocks in, 1, 2, and on the 3rd, I can start mining, and then I'll see a window and see exactly where I need to go. I can look, see what there is, take out the shulkers. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna personally always start here at the ship by grabbing the dragon head, grab my elytra. Now, I would put the sword in the tools as well, but seeing as it has looting 3 and sharpness 4, it's actually solid. So we're going to replace the axe with it. Yeah. From here, you can actually see the main island. So there's a ton of shulkers all over this building that just don't like me, but that's okay. I don't really like them either. Grab that. Grab these. Ah, perfect. So, alright, so here is a little trick we're gonna do. So we just found a looting 3 diamond sword, but it's got Bane of Arthropods 5, which doesn't deal a lot of damage to shulkers, so it's not super effective. But we have a lot of iron, and we may have a diamond sword in here, precisely, that has sharpness 4 on it. So what we're gonna do is actually craft an anvil. Now this is gonna be kind of expensive, but we have a ton of levels, and we're gonna put them in, and 5 levels will make Bane of Arthropods, but add that knockback. And if we flip them, 19 levels, and yeah, that's a lot, but it is a significant sword upgrade. And we filled up our toolbox. So we will go ahead and put that there, grab a new die, craft ourselves a new toolbox. That's why I brought multiple dies. I finally found the pickaxe that I want, which means honestly, for what I'm looking for in the end, I'm basically ready. So I'm just gonna loot up these few end ships, and then I will just loot on my way out. And we found an end gateway, so we're gonna just go ahead and go right through it. This is gonna take me back, and our base is gonna start to come into view. First thing we're gonna be able to notice is from up here, our base is looking pretty small and pretty ugly, but that is okay. But with that, that is the best guide to raiding Minecraft's end cities that you'll ever watch on YouTube. So thank you for watching, subscribe, become a channel member, and we'll see you in the next video.